Adults should be held accountable when young children like Omaree are killed.
A call for action and for the jobs of 2 APD officers and the head of the state agency designed to protect kids. More uproar in the death of 9-year-old Omaree Varela. Good evening, everyone. I'm Crystal Gutierrez. Tonight, the jobs of 2 APD officers and the secretary of the Children, Youth and Families Department are in the crosshairs of a petition. Who's behind the petition? 2 civil rights groups and a local church community.
We have heard the tapes. We have talked to individuals, and we believe that that tragedy that happened to little Omaree was uncalled for. We believe that many failed Omaree.
Reverend Darnell Smith with the Macedonia Baptist Church is referring to the 911 call made from Omaree's home 6 months before he was allegedly kicked to death by his mom, Cynthia Varela Casals. Today, Darnell's group, along with the NAACP and the state chapter of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, started the petition. They're trying to gather hundreds of signatures to urge local officials to fire the 2 officers who responded to that 911 call and did not file a report. They're also calling on the governor's office to push out the secretary of CYFD, Yolanda Dinez. The groups say it's all about holding accountability to those they say failed Omaree. And one state senator says he agrees in general with the group's push for change, saying his ideas for more oversight on CYFD have been met with opposition by the head of the department. News 13's Chris McKee is here with more.
Yeah, Crystal, we've told you about Senator Michael Padilla, who has pushed a bill that would basically collect more statistics on how CYFD operates. He believes that opposition to the bill is indicative of a big problem at CYFD.
In a room full of community members, it's a call for action and accountability in the death of 9-year-old Omaree Varela.
Everyone should be upset.
Somebody dropped the ball.
People need to be held responsible for their actions.
As these civil rights and faith-based leaders hope for thousands to join their cause that calls for the secretary of CYFD to be fired, they're also calling on lawmakers.
Representatives, senators, and mayor, governor, in order that there may be justice brought in the case of little Omaree.
And at least one state senator agrees in general with supporting their push for change.
This community outcry demands action.
Albuquerque Democrat Michael Padilla would not say if he supports the firing of the secretary, but says he's done some legislative pushing for change on CYFD. In a Senate joint memorial he proposed, it would get CYFD to produce data including how and when kids are pulled from homes. Padilla says it passed the Senate floor with bipartisan support, but he says he was surprised by who he claims hasn't embraced the legislation from the beginning, Secretary Yolanda Dinez.
The secretary showed up to oppose my legislation, and one of the chief reasons that she opposed it was saying that the information just wasn't available.
Meanwhile, CYFD says it has its own ideas as to how to make change. In a statement Sunday, the department said in part, quote, Secretary Dinez is fighting for pay raises for CYFD caseworkers, working to strengthen child abuse reporting law, and supporting a preventative program to support families at risk for abuse. They also added, these are the efforts we should be working toward together, and it would be more productive if this group puts their energy towards these efforts.
Now, as for Senator Padilla's bill, it has to now go through the House, but Padilla says he is confident it will pass. Crystal, back to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Now, as we mentioned, the petition now circulating also calls for APD to fire the 2 officers who responded to Omaree's home months before his death after a chilling 911 call was made. The petition will be delivered to the mayor, so we asked him what he thought about it. Mayor R.J. Berry would not talk to us on camera today, but says he is waiting for an internal investigation to be complete before any action is taken. The mayor also said this week that the city will fund a task force to bring in experts and try and avoid a death like Omaree's from happening again.